Dr. Heavenly Kimes isn't staying quiet. The Married to Medicine star has openly called out her castmate Quad Webb, igniting a heated feud that's causing major waves among the cast. What started out as a simple disagreement has now snowballed into a full-blown public showdown. Let's dive into all the juicy drama. A mainstay on Married to Medicine, Dr. Heavenly Kimes is known for speaking her mind. And recently, she hasn't held back when it comes to her co-star Quad Webb. Things have gotten seriously messy. What began as some off-camera tension quickly spiraled into an all-out drama fest, capturing fans' attention and dividing the cast. It all kicked off when Dr. Heavenly dropped some explosive claims about a secret meeting that allegedly took place with the goal of removing Quad from the show. That's right, you heard correctly. It looked like some of the cast might have been plotting behind Quad's back, and Heavenly wasn't about to keep it quiet. She brought the details to light, which only added fuel to the fire.
This strain between the two isn't exactly brand new. There have been signs for a while now that things between Dr. Heavenly and Quad were rocky, but this latest feud took things to a whole new level. What used to be private tension is now out in the open and impossible to ignore. Fans are eating it up too. Social media is buzzing with hot takes and wild theories about who's in the right. Heavenly hasn't been subtle about where she stands. She's made it clear that she thinks Quad uses people for her own advantage. One of her main points? That Quad only ever contacts her when it benefits her, especially after hearing that Phaedra Parks had excluded her from a cast trip. According to Heavenly, that was less about friendship and more about using connections. And Heavenly says this isn't the first time Quad's played that card. She's accused Quad of doing the same thing with other cast members, pretending to be close when it served her purposes. It's hard not to think there might be some truth in that, especially considering how friendships on reality TV often seem more about screen time than real loyalty. Off camera, the situation doesn't appear any better. Heavenly has called Quad out for being rude to producers. She pointed out that if anyone else treated staff the way Quad allegedly does behind the scenes, they wouldn't still be working there. Heavenly made it clear she's not someone who stays silent in the face of that kind of behavior. It's one thing to clash with a fellow cast member on screen, but mistreating the crew? That, in her view, crosses the line.
And when someone like Heavenly speaks out, you can bet it's not just for the sake of stirring up drama, it's personal. When it came to the business side of things, Heavenly didn't hold back there either. She implied that Quad faced some challenges during contract talks, especially when it involved comparing herself to other members of the cast. Heavenly claimed that Quad felt she deserved a higher paycheck, questioning why Dr. Jackie Walters was earning the same as her. Heavenly's remarks hinted that Quad considered herself more important than the others. And it didn't stop there. Quad was also accused of revealing private details about F's personal life, which eventually made their way to the rest of the group. That revelation only poured more fuel on the already burning fire between them, showing clearly that this drama isn't just something staged for TV, it's very much real. Quad Webb isn't the type to sit back in silence while allegations are thrown her way. When Dr. Heavenly Kimes went public with her criticisms, Quad hit back hard, defending herself in a way that had both fans and viewers choosing sides.
Let's break down exactly how Quad clapped back at Heavenly's accusations and what she had to say. When Heavenly began throwing jabs and accusing Quad of manipulating her friendships and using people to get ahead, Quad wasn't about to let that slide. She made it known that she was deeply disappointed in Heavenly's behavior. Quad didn't sugarcoat her words, calling her co-star's remarks out as disrespectful and completely out of line. She emphasized how much she values trust and loyalty in her relationships, and it stung that someone she thought was a friend would publicly accuse her of scheming behind the scenes. Quad's reaction wasn't just about clearing her name. It was about protecting her integrity and standing her ground. She made it clear that loyalty matters in any friendship, especially under the high-pressure environment of reality television. If she's going to consider someone a real friend, she expects they'll have her back, not turn on her when the situation gets tough. And from Quad's viewpoint, Heavenly's public remarks crossed that boundary, both on social media and in interviews. Her responses were loud, clear, and unapologetic. She wasn't stepping down. As Heavenly's critiques continued, Quad took to her own platforms to speak out directly. In one interview, she firmly defended her actions, saying the accusations weren't just false, they were also unfair. She called into question Heavenly's true intentions, suggesting that the comments were more about sparking drama than exposing any real truth.
Quad even highlighted how easily someone can be made to look bad on reality TV by twisting things out of context. She didn't hold back in calling out what she believed was a deliberate move to damage her image. To her, the accusations felt more like a ploy to create chaos and make her look bad for the sake of entertainment, rather than any sincere concern. Through her statements, Quad made it clear that she's not the kind of person to just let others trample over her. She stood her ground in defending herself, showing that the relationships she builds on and off the show hold more weight to her than the on-screen drama. Though her feud with Heavenly seems far from resolved, Quad's strong pushback has shown she's more than ready to stand up for her name and protect her image no matter the cost. The tension between Dr. Heavenly Kimes and Quad Webb has clearly spilled over into social media, and things are escalating quickly. What once was a behind-the-scenes conflict has now turned into a full-blown public spectacle, with both women using platforms like Instagram and Twitter to throw some serious shade at one another. Their back and forth is grabbing headlines, and fans are all over it, choosing sides and adding to the flames.
Dr. Heavenly hasn't held back when it comes to sharing her opinions about Quad. She's taken to Instagram and Twitter multiple times, calling her out for everything from alleged manipulation to bad behavior off camera. Heavenly's accusations have been blunt and pointed, leaving little room for doubt about where she stands. She's made it pretty clear she disapproves of Quad's actions, especially when it comes to allegedly using friendships for personal advantage. But Quad hasn't been silent in the face of it all. She's responded with her own comments, defending herself against Heavenly's harsh words. In several Instagram stories, Quad voiced her frustration, describing Heavenly's remarks as unfair and inconsiderate. She made it known that she holds honesty and loyalty in high regard, and she felt that both were missing in what Heavenly had to say. Quad's tone remained composed but steady, standing her ground and wondering why someone she once called a friend would choose to put their issues out in the open like this. As expected, fans have jumped into the fray, some siding with Dr. Heavenly, agreeing with her take on Quad's behavior. They argue that Heavenly is just being honest and standing up for herself by calling out what she sees as bad behavior. Meanwhile, others are backing Quad, claiming that Heavenly is just creating drama for attention. Twitter and Instagram are buzzing with fan reactions, and the comment sections have turned into battlegrounds full of passionate opinions.
One user on Twitter posted, "Heavenly is just bitter because Quad isn't playing by her rules." Another wrote, "Quad's right to defend herself. Heavenly's accusations are totally out of line and meant to tear her down." These types of responses show how split the audience really is. Some believe Heavenly's criticisms are warranted, while others feel she's completely overstepping. Now that both women are going at it so openly online, the media has joined in too. Entertainment news sites and blogs are covering every new post and comment, breaking it all down. The more shade they throw, the more attention it gets, and the drama only continues to build. It's obvious this feud isn't dying down anytime soon. So, who's actually in the right? And who's just adding fuel to the fire? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more of the juiciest updates. Stay tuned.